Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I am not in my usual location. I am on vacation with my family, but I wanted to visit with you about the market in general and give you a potential play that me and my community got in, and it's not too late for you. Our play is already up 10%. This is on Robinhood, but you could still get into it and get a decent play. But I wanted to just do a quick recap too on what's going on in the community. So I just put together all of the data. And if you had joined me in May of this year, as it sits right now through June, we have produced over $78,000 in premiums. And this is on closed trades. So it's pretty exciting to see those that took the leap and joined me, what we were able to accomplish together. But it's even more poignant because of where I'm sitting right now. And so I have to share this with you. So years ago, we've had this house for quite some time. Years ago, when I decided to get into option trading full time, I had joined a community and I paid a lot of money for that community, a lot more than what it cost to be in my community. And part of the benefit of being a part of that program is you got a free call with a coach to help you through some trades and answer a few questions. So I had one particular trade that I was really concerned about. I had over leveraged into this trade. I honestly wasn't very confident in what I was doing. I was just learning and dabbling. I should have never had so much money in a trade that I didn't fully understand how to trade options years ago. So I hosted the call. I sat right here at this table. Actually, it wasn't this exact table. This table's only a few years old, but I sat right here. The scene was in the background because I remember being on the call and I remember asking my question. And the way he responded was very condescending, and I did not get the clarity that I needed for what I was asking. And I was too embarrassed and humbled to actually ask any follow-up questions. And he acted like he was in a rush. I'm sure he had a call right behind mine. So we got off of the phone call. I was no more knowledgeable than when we got on the phone call, and I didn't know what to do. So I actually lost a lot of money, probably the most money I've ever lost trading. And that was at the beginning because of that experience, because there wasn't a good soft landing. I couldn't turn to a mentor and get that kind of kind understanding that you need when you're learning. And it was at that moment I remember saying, if I ever get really good at this and I ever start my own community one day, I am going to be able to help people in a meaningful way. I don't want anyone to feel that way I felt and then lose money because they can't ask questions. So really, it was very poignant to crunch those numbers and look at the fact that now my community members in 2 months, they have made $78,000 in premium from my place, and it's an environment that's really comfortable. So it's just funny how sometimes something negative in your life can really propel you to do something positive instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm done with trading. I'm never going to do it again." It actually turned me into a better coach for all of you. So I wanted to share that with all of you. In fact, if you're in my community, will you do something fun? Just comment. You don't have to be long-winded. Just comment if you have made money, how much money you have made since joining the community or even this year. I'd just like to see the raw data. It's very motivating to those that are wondering, is this for me? Should I get in? All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the market. Now, we had a lot of drama in the last few days with Tesla. It's just so frustrating to see a potential for a stock and to have all the noise surrounding this stock right now. But I still believe in it longer term. So what I'm doing as a result, I did roll some positions further out and down. And then I have my shares. I'm just not touching my shares. I got them at a really good price. I'm just letting all this noise get through, everything that it's got to get through till we can get to the other side of that. And then, we have delivery numbers which are expected to be poor, so might have a little bit more pain on that. But this is a reasonable size in my portfolio, and I'm just letting it run until we get to greener pastures and better dynamics. If you're over leveraged in this stock, you really want to try to not do that in the future because this is like a bucking horse. It goes up, it goes down, it pays great premium, but you really, when you have a stock that's this volatile, you don't want it controlling your portfolio too much. So those of you that are in UNH, it has been on a heater the last few days, and me and my community, we got into some leaps and we actually paid for those leaps by selling puts. So now those leaps are profiting significantly, and so are the sold puts. When a stock is really beat up like that one was, you can usually do that wonderful play that is so I love it so much because you effectively are getting your leaps for free and all that appreciation in the future for free when you sell puts against it. Now, it's a bullish trade on both ends. So if it works against you and it keeps going down and never recovers, then that's not going to be a good situation. So you don't use this type of play. The synthetic long is what it's called, unless you have confidence that the stock is going to go up. And even if you have confidence, it could still work against you. But then you do have triggers like stop losses and things like that to protect you. But we've done that. We've done it with Hood. I just did a video on that with Hood, and it effectively paid for my leaps. It's now profiting significantly. Speaking of Hood, this is the play I shared with my community, and I wanted to share with you. So yesterday when it was, they were about to start the event, and I had a lot of confidence that the event would be really positive. Hood has been doing some very unique things. And so what I did was the stock was trading around 86, and I went out further. I went to January of 2026 and I sold the $90 put. And for that, we got like $1,800. And then sure enough, the event started and they started talking about all that they have going for it. And it just started taking off. And so it went really high yesterday. Today it pulled back a little, but it's still sitting at around that $90 mark. Now, because the IV was so high, we were able to do that play. It's still elevated, so you can get in it. Ours has appreciated about 10%, so you can still get in for a decent price. But it's one thing to consider if you are dealing with a situation where you think a stock is going to take off and you don't want to go buy a call, maybe a skip or a leap. You don't want to do that because the IV is so high. Then just sell a put, maybe at the money or a little above the money like I did, and you can take advantage of all that IV. It's just a little twist on the trade that allows you to take advantage of that. And it's really a safer way to trade than just purchasing a call, and you're not overpaying for it. You're the one accepting the payment. So you do really good in that scenario. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Nvda. Nvda, it has been on a heater as well. It pulled back just a little today. It's still a great stock. It's cooling off a little while. So if you want to sell a put on that, I'd still wait to see if we get any kind of more of a correction. And then you can sell a put maybe at the money if you want to shoot towards the middle of the Bollinger Band. But it's still riding high. So you really want to consider if that's something you want to do right now. We did take some plays today. We took some plays on TEM, T-E-M. That's a ticker symbol that a lot of you have asked about before, and that's one to consider. We went ahead and took some plays on Palantir. Y'all, Palantir is pulling back, and it needed to. I mean, it had really gone quite parabolic for a while, and so we decided to go ahead and take a trade on that. We used the 125 strike, and we went a little bit further out to get some great premium. 125 would not be a bad spot to accept Palantir at. And then just so those of you know, if you like doing those leveraged plays, PTIR is the leveraged counterpart to PLTR, but it is going to go through a split. I believe it's July 8th. So you want to be a little bit careful on that one. It's not that it will be the end of the world. It's going through a 15-to-1 split. But for those of you that are used to being nimble, getting in and out of a chain, it's really difficult after a split because the chain has to mature and we have to get traders in there to start placing, their trades on the new option chain. So just be aware of that if you've ever played PTIR. I want you to be aware of that. Okay, I am on vacation with my family, but I did want to pop in and give you some of this detail so that you're more prepared for this short week that we have going. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July. And remember, stay safe, go slow, be consistent, control your position size, and you'll be fine. We'll talk soon.